Adam was a very active child from the time he was born. It's literally as soon as he was able to walk, he had some gumball in his hand.
He was definitely energetic. One thing I do know about him, he wanted to always make sure that his friends did well.
He was one of those that always tried to fit in. He tried to fit in with myself and his older brother, Corey. And I think that's where he got a lot of his competitive nature and drive, was trying to keep up with us. You know, I'm 5 years older than he is, and my older brother 8. So naturally, he tried to keep up, and grew up pretty quick. You know, and that's why he had all the energy and athleticism. You know, he got a lot of work.
Adam was the light at school. You always knew that he was going to be the one who made you laugh, and we had Spanish class together our junior year, and he was always the reason we were in trouble, because we were always talking and laughing, and that's just how it was. If you were around him, no matter where you were, if you were in school or if you were not, you were just going to laugh and you were going to have fun, and he was just who you wanted to see at school.
Adam was very well known. To be just a little kid growing up, people that we didn't even realize that he knew would come up to him at ball games and things from other schools, talk to him and everything, and everyone seemed to love him. Parents loved him. We had one parent in a neighbor's child that wouldn't allow anybody else over to their house when they were gone, but the exception was Adam. Adam could always go over there. He had this reputation of being a very good, well-mannered, and well-raised kid, and we weren't entirely responsible for that. It's just the way it was made.
Adam's faith, you know, in Jesus Christ was pretty clear. You know, that's kind of the household we grew up in, and that's the example that was set for us. And you know, it's a choice, and that's what set Adam apart. Was, you know, not many young men and young teenagers actually devote themselves to Jesus or to their Christian faith, and he wasn't afraid. He would tell anybody and everybody, you know, where he stood and who he stood for, regardless of if, you know, they liked him or not, regardless of if he was accepted or not. That just that was part of who he was, and that it's one of those things that really stood out. It's one of those things you really didn't know how much of an impact that part of his life. I guess, I don't know, you didn't know how much impact that his Christian faith had on him and others, of course, you know, until he ended up passing away.
To us, he seemed perfectly fine. He turned around and was running backwards. We were giving him a hard time about how he needed to run faster, and he was laughing, telling us how we better win our game, and to us, he seemed perfectly fine when he ran past us. We were right outside the field house, and then halfway around the school is when everything happened.
Didn't realize he wasn't feeling well, and he did realize that something was not right, which he told the teacher, you know, I'm not feeling well. And then he went out, and next thing you know, we know we're at the hospital.
The hospital situation was just, it's one of those things that you're not ready for. Because, you know, for myself, and I'm sure for them, that's really when reality set in. You know, as bad as this sounds, you know that this is it. Like, that's it. And you have to muster up the courage and all to be strong for your family, but you know that's your opportunity to say goodbye, you know, to see your brother or your son, you know, in his human God-given body for the last time.
The next day at school, Friday, was really hard. Everybody was there, but I mean, it was kind of like we were just frozen. We didn't really know what to do. Classes were just felt empty. I mean, like I said earlier, we had Spanish together that year, and that was our first period class, first class of the day, and you walked in and it was just felt empty.
You know, actually the Live Like Adam trend, it really for me was really special. That's where you saw, you know, people from all over that you had no idea, you know, who they are or how they had any affiliation with Adam, posting Live Like Adam. And you know, for me and I guess the rest of my family, we had never seen anything like that. I had Twitter, I had, you know, all forms of social media. I'd never seen anything like that.
Buford, you know, you don't realize it until you're in it, but the community is just so strong that as a student body, and I mean, me and Adam were in the same grade, and so like our class together was just extremely strong.
We were approached by then coach Mike Lawley and explained to us about what the Silent Night game was and explained how it was going to be. And you know, we really didn't know what to expect. So, you know, we go to this game and it's a full house, you know, and it's strange to watch a basketball game when nobody says anything and nobody in the stands cheers or yells or all you could hear is the squeak of the tennis shoes on the basketball floor. That's all you could hear.
We remember 5'10" junior, number 10, Adam Smith.
Special young man, special night, and I hope you take it as such and you give everything you got on the floor. You know, nothing here means more to a guy like Adam than you giving everything you got. The key to tonight is to have fun in his honor. Just play hard tonight, guys. You know, give it up for him. I mean, he would do the same for you. He'd give you the shirt off his back, do anything you ask him to do with a smile on his face and a pat on the shoulder. It's going to be all right. You know how he was. Always had a smile on his face and a glimmer in his eye. And he's looking down right now. Same glimmer, same smile.
Lord, help us come together as a team.
Help us come together as a team.
Pull for one another.
Pull for one another.
Deepen our hearts.
Deepen our hearts.
Help us accept the good times.
Help us accept the good times.
The bad times.
And the bad times.
With pride and dignity.
With pride and dignity.
As one team.
As one team.
Give us love for one another.
Give us love for one another.
As needed to accomplish our goals.
As needed to accomplish our goals.
Keep us focused.
Keep us focused.
Free from injury.
Free from injury.
Show us unity.
Show us unity.
Amen.
Amen. Brotherhood on three, gentlemen. 1, 2, 3. Brotherhood.
One of our own Buford Wolves, Adam Smith, who passed away this fall while working out with his basketball team. We request at the end of the GHSA statement that we be silent until we score our 10th point.
It was just unbelievable. It was just, you'd have to experience it. It was just something unreal.
That was the first time we saw it be about more than sports, you know, in a basketball game, more than competition. Because those people from the opposing side, I mean, of course, the home team, we knew what was going on and what it was for, but the opposing team did not at all have to participate, and they did. And they knew, you know, at that point, it's about more than ball. And that was just, you know, you don't see that. You don't see that. So it was awesome.
I think what makes me most proud is Adam is not only remembered as an athlete, but as a good kid.
Now, 3 years later, you still have people tweeting "Live Like Adam" and "Live Like Adam" this and pictures, and I think that it just showed everybody. I think it changed a lot of people, and I think that a lot of people really started to realize how Adam lived his life and how different it was, and people really did start to strive to truly live like Adam and not just tweet it.
Adam's legacy, I don't see it going anywhere. You know, Buford being such a tight-knit community, and the school the way it's represented, as long as Beaufort City Schools still has the same ideals and foundations, I don't see it going anywhere. Everybody, whether it be student, teacher, administration, parent, it impacted them or their lives some way. And you know how small towns like this have that recycling process. You know, some of those kids that were in 5th and 6th grade are going to end up moving back here. They're not going to. It doesn't matter if it's 30 years from now. People are going to be curious. They're going to ask, who's Adam Smith? What did he do? You know, and it's not the points that he scored. It's not, the offers that he received. It's nothing like that's what he stood for. And so I don't think for a long, long time that Adam's legacy is going to be forgotten. I think it'll be appreciated in a different regard. Because of course there's going to come a time when the people that were directly involved are going to move past that. But the stories of Adam and what he stood for, those aren't going to pass.
I know there's something in the wake of your smile.
I miss that smile, bro.
I get a notion from the look in your eyes. You've built a love, but that love falls apart. Your little piece of heaven